Well, I got a good one for you guys today. Today we're going to be doing the snatch. You've likely seen the snatch movement sequence that I've drawn before, and I want to do this one today. I'm going to move kind of quickly because I want to make sure I get it done. I don't want you to be watching some 10-minute long video. But always start with my points of reference here. Got the ground. This is a line of reference today. It's not the frontal plane, and you'll see why. Also, when I first start drawing the snatch or any Olympic movements, what I do to get a good point of reference for body parts is I always draw the plate. Okay, now with the plate, we know it's always going to start on the ground, and we know that our feet want to kind of bisect that the barbell right there. Okay, so it's basically splitting in half, and the knees are always going to be just slightly in front of the bar, and also they're going to be above the barbell, unless you're like super short or super long or super tall. You want to make sure that that barbell kind of serves as, or the bumper serves as a reference for everything else. Now next up, I'm going to draw my arms because I want to make sure that my shoulder positioning is relatively, usually like armpits are directly above the bar. That's what I do. And then I want my hips to be sandwiched somewhat between the knee and the shoulder. Try and get the upright torso a little bit there. And that's our starting position. Okay, that's our setup moving forward. Next up, let's go to the next movement sequence. That's going to be the top of the pull. Now, the one thing I want you guys to recognize here is the back position for the moving into this next one. So again, feet are pretty much bisected in this line of reference here. My knees are going to move out of the way because the bar is traveling up as the bar moves out of the way, but I want to make sure that this back angle right here stays the same as this back angle for this new guy right here. So nice neutral spine, top of the femur, base of the spine, or pelvis right there. Shoulders are over the bar. And the bar is just cleared top of the knee. Eyes on the horizon. We're kind of still looking forward there. And there is our top of the first pull. So first pull is from that setup. And we're going to say this is top of first pull. Hopefully you can still read that. Next up, let's move right along here. And let's go to where the bar meets the hip. So basically this next movement that we're doing here is what's called the scoop. And that's where, now that the bar is at the top of the knee, now we're changing the back angle. So again, we're going to start down here at the very bottom. Heel, arch of the foot, toes. It's kind of a long toe or a long foot, but that's okay. Now knees are going to come forward again because we have this double knee bend, because we want to get in a power position. We want to keep the bar over the top of the foot. So now we got this scoop coming forward. Our shoulders are still going to be over, the top of the bar because we're still pulling up. Okay, so it's a scoop forward. Bar is now at the hip pocket right here. You can call that a double knee bend because we have a knee bend here. Knees go back, and then the knees comes forward again. But our shoulders are still over the top of the bar. So right now, what we're in right now is what's called the second pull. This is first pull, and now we're going to the second pull, into the second pull, and we're going to hit triple extension. Now, some people don't call it triple extension. Triple extension refers to the ankle, the knee extension, and the hip extension. Now, some people don't think it's like a full triple extension because the ankle doesn't all the way open up. Yeah, I get that. That's fine. So now hands, now we're just going straight up with this. I've heard Jared Enderton talk about how it's more like a backflip than jumping straight up, because now we want to make space. We want this bar to go straight up. We don't want, we want to get our shoulders out of the way, because now we're pulling down as we go into the third pull. You never stop pulling on that bar. It's not like you're just like pulling it up in the air and then praying and then getting underneath. Even when the bar goes higher than the hips, you're still pulling under. Now this is the tricky part for many, many people, is that third pull, the pull under. It's kind of tricky to draw, but if you know what you're doing. Now this is the one spot where the feet are going to be kind of off the ground, because we've just kind of done our jump. Knees are going back into that bend to prepare for receiving the bar. And the torso during this time is relatively upright, but it's back away because the bar is now traveling up. And the elbows are now traveling high and to the rear. Okay, elbows go high into the rear to get out of the way. We're still pulling the bar out, and we're pulling ourselves underneath the bar to receive it in that overhead squat position. Moving right along here. Thanks for staying with me, guys. This is a really fun one to watch, or a fun one to draw. I remember the first time I ever drew this, when I posted on Whiteboard Daily, I was actually in a hotel room in Philadelphia, and it took me like an hour to draw it. But I was really just stoked about drawing it. So now, again, heel, arch of the foot, and we're receiving this bar in a overhead squat. Of course, it depends on the weight and how high you pull the bar. Heads through, shoulders, and then here's our bar overhead. Now we've got one thing left to do, and that's just stand that bar up. Now, as you guys have seen, it's an arrow, or not arrow, it's a straight line that I've drawn the bar path. Now the bar path, as you know, if you're watching this, doesn't travel in a straight line. But the reason why I draw it in a straight line is because it's a relative straight line. Like, everyone's bar path is different. And really, when you're just drawing something just for reference, like, you don't have to. Now watch, I'm looking at the size of the other guys that I got over here, and I want to make sure that they're about the same height. So the bar path is going to be different for everyone. So I just figured, well, just draw a straight bar so people can kind of like see what's going on. The nuance of like your signature thumbprint of your own bar path, I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I'm going to worry about is you just seeing how the bar travels relatively straight up from the ground. I'm going to go back through here and draw all these bumpers on here. Just line up the center of the line with the center of the hand. Almost there. Pretty fun. I love doing this one. I think it looks so cool. It's also definitely one of my favorite movements. Just so much going on. So there you have it. That's the snatch. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm not going to talk too much longer, but you can see that sequence of the setup. Let's go through this real quick. Setup, top of the first pull, and then second pull starts right here. Second pull all the way until right here. Now we're hitting that third pull. And then this is going to be the receive, EIV, right? And then we're going to, this is also their stand or the recover. Or recover. One of my favorite things to draw. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching this. I've made posters about this. This is the very first Whiteboard Daily poster. I've made it stickers. This has probably been tattooed on more people than I can't even imagine. I can't even believe it. It's just amazing. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Leave some comments below. Do you guys like these videos as much as I like doing them? And what do you want to see next? Thank you so much for watching. You guys rock. Have a great day.